Capitalism seems like an economic system that's based on the recognition of human freedom, but what Marx shows is that left on its own, it naturally leads to situations of oppression. Human beings are social beings, right? We live in communities. And the way we exist as individuals is based on the resources and the values and the circumstances that are made available to us by our social existence. Societies themselves are largely organized around the way they collectively satisfy the material needs of existence. So anthropologists talk about hunting and gathering societies or agricultural societies, and depending on which mode of life that society has adopted for satisfying its material needs, the way that society is organized will be different, right? Societies have a division of labor, which is to say the different people who fit together in a society do the different tasks that fill out all the different roles that are needed for that society to function. And so different societies are going to need different kinds of things. So really, the different things you see in a society and the different ways that individual people live, at their core are going to be reflective of that basic issue of how a society has set itself up to satisfy the material needs of life. Well, they're hunting societies, they're agricultural societies, they're also manufacturing societies. It's societies that therefore get involved in trade, right? So we nowadays live in a capitalist society, and that's a society that is very advanced with respect to its way of satisfying material needs. The core idea behind it is that economic life is not dictated by the state, but is a matter of individuals engaging in their own economic activities and participating in a free competitive marketplace. And that's why it seems like it recognizes human freedom. It lets people take their own path to trying to satisfy their own material needs, presumably in a way that speaks to the needs of other people. But so what do you have to do to succeed in capitalism? Well, you have to be competitive. That means you have to be doing some productive work that produces those things that are going to allow you to take care of your own needs through your economic participation in the market. So you're going to have to make something that you're going to be able to sell because other people want it, and you're going to have to sell it at a high enough price that you're going to bring in enough wealth for yourself that you can get the things you need to survive. It sounds like a nice enough idea, but what happens? Well, once you know that you need to succeed in that competitive situation, the strategically most effective thing to do is to try to have your business grow. It means that instead of just trying to use your own hands to work on nature to make some worthwhile product, you should get some tools and some machines and be able to interact with the natural world in a way that you can make more effective products faster. People are going to develop powerful machines that let them make a lot of products that they can sell. Capital has been developing as an economic form probably since the 1300s, but it really is associated with the Industrial Revolution of the early 1800s and these developments of big machines and big businesses. How does that work? Well, banks, which also massively developed around that same time, will loan funds to somebody who has an idea for some enterprise that would be very effective at making stuff. And so the bank loans somebody some money so he can go buy big machines and then hire people to work on them so that those machines can make lots of products which he can sell. And with the payments he gets from selling those things, he'll pay a wage to the laborers, but keep some larger portion of that, which is his profit. That will be used to pay back the bank loan. And at the end of that, he'll own that machine. And those people will keep working. He'll keep selling products. He'll keep making a product. He'll get richer, and he'll turn that money into more machines, and he'll make a bigger and bigger business that he owns. Now, let's say you as an individual want to compete in the economic marketplace. Well, you can't compete with him because he can make lots of products quickly and cheaply that he can sell through his well-developed business network. And you, with your hands going out in the world, can't really do that much. And so realistically, the only kind of job that is available to you is to get one of those wage labor jobs working for him, right? And that's what happens in capitalism. The competitive marketplace encourages people to take whatever wealth they have and rather than spending it on things to reinvest it in their business, to build bigger and more powerful machines that let them be more productive. But as their industry then grows, they become people that others can't compete with. So success in the competitive marketplace comes from growth, and that means the marketplace turns more and more into a situation where extremely big businesses that are privately owned have the monopoly on that sector of the economy. And so the competitive situation, in fact, produces a situation where people can't compete. And it produces a situation where there is an ever more obvious distinction between those very rich people who privately own all the society's means of production and those other people, the many, many, many people whose only real ability to participate in the economic system is to work for a wage for those people.